Oh god, we're live.
We're live.
Welcome everybody. Welcome back. It has been a hot minute since we've been here on stream. Hopefully there's no tech issues this time, Jeremy. Those of you tuning in for the first time, we are Raging Rolls. We're a bunch of nerdy ass Aussies who get together, play Dungeons and Dragons, and tell too many dick jokes. You can catch us over on Twitch. We also stream on YouTube. However, if you want the full experience, jump on over to our Twitch, and that's where we have the moderated chat. Tonight we are playing Barovia or Bust. It's Curse of Strahd adventure with our twisted humor twist to it. Tonight is episode 2. If you do miss the live stream, the VOD is available immediately on Twitch straight after we finish broadcasting, but a shorter condensed version of the episodes are available over on our YouTube channel from next Monday. But without further ado, why don't we hit those credits?
AI. We're back.
We can neither confirm nor deny. Welcome back. So let's start off with a brief little recap because it has been a while. So you were all invited to dine at Duchess Morwen's estate during dinner. And during dinner, the Duchess requested you speak to some visitors camped outside the city walls who were causing disruption and to just warn them off. You all headed to the encampment and delivered the Duchess's message, to which these people, called Vistani, agreed to leave in the morning and invited you to into camp to hear a story and drink some wine. Being very interesting individuals, you accepted. And they told you the story of a prince that they'd rescued who had fallen to evil, indicating that the party may be the only people who are able to do anything about it. And then you all fell unconscious because you shouldn't take wine from strangers, people. You all awoke in a land unfamiliar to you, a land of death and darkness. Now, looking to get the lay of the land, you followed a road to a nearby village called Barovia, where you met a lovely old lady who sold you some very nice pies. Exploring the town, Vikelda and Vida consumed their pies, falling into a backstory stupor. Recovering, you all headed to the local tavern, where we pick up now. You stand outside, and a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern. I'm going to go around the table now, and have everyone reintroduce their characters, because it's been a while and I think it was missed on the last stream because of tech issues. We will start with Mark.
As I put food in my mouth.
We will start with Adam.
Right. I'm Adam. GM Adam in the chat. My character is Vida Penkman. He is a warlock. He dressed in kind of shabby common clothes, a long frock coat, carries a staff, and that's Vida.
Excellent. Next up, we'll go with Mark, who has not put food in his mouth this time.
Take myself off mute. I am playing Eric von Pinkleston, a human bard. He's very gaunt, very lean, very poorly dressed. Bro needs a good feed.
Amazing. And Jeremy.
I'll be playing Valkida Sientkir. You see, like this a young, very determined-looking woman with very ashen skin, pale white grey hair up in a ponytail, and she carries around this long quarterstaff. She wears kind of a dark maroon cape covering sort of dark leather tan armor underneath. She's been hanging around or sort of hangs close to Vida so far.
Awesome. And as you all enter the tavern, you see someone you haven't seen since you busted up a cult. They appeared in a role of an eldritch storm, blasted away some baddies. You see, Robin, would you like to introduce your character?
You all see a beautiful straw-coloured haired man, long luscious locks, sitting there in the tavern. His trusty lantern by his side, as you've come to notice, is a bit of a staple of his fashion accessories. Now, he doesn't wield much except a rapier that seems a bit too fancy for his station, and clothes that seem to speak of a time when he was doing a lot better than he's doing right now. My character is Kyrus, and he'll be a warlock during our campaign, hopefully getting up to some mischief.
Love it so much. So you see Kyrus sitting across at one of the tables. You also see a young man in the corner who raises his goblet to you as you enter in acknowledgement. You see three women in one corner gossiping amongst themselves. They are dressed very similarly to the people you had met at the Vistani camp. And you see a small pudgy little fella over at the bar just wiping some glasses.
I can't believe I see some familiar faces in this place.
I nudge Vida. I'm like, Vida, do we know this guy? Have we seen him somewhere before? It wasn't in this hellhole. No. Well met, straw-haired fellow. Where have we seen you before?
I have memories, although hazy and slightly altered, but I'm sure we had some sort of adventure previously, and I've been on so many, you understand, and they all sort of blur together. Mayhaps I've not met you. Good tidings.
Hey, on, weren't you the guy that showed up late to the bust up the cult mission?
Showing up late and doing justice seems about my forte.
What? Okay, to steps forward. What are you doing here? How did you end up here?
A long story short, I was resting. I was trying to figure out what to do next, and as it so happens, there was a rap at the door. I went and quickly put on my armor and made sure I was presenting the hero's front. And in that moment, I was handed a letter. The letter looked pretty important. It was quite fancy in script. And as such, I was beckoned, in fact, to come to aid somebody known as the Burgermeister, I believe. And I walked, and I think when I again rubbed my eyes, I stood here in Barovia, and of course the first place I checked was the tavern. Ale is obviously a high priority for any adventurer, and Yeah, you walked in. The serendipity is impressive.
Indeed. It's uncanny.
Have you guys met any Burgermeisters in your time here?
Can't say that we have.
I mean, we've only just
Let me
arrived,
quickly
so-
rummage through my note. Hold me one moment and I'll find the name of this person.
We met an old lady and had a couple of pies. She seemed nice.
Don't recommend.
I'm
like to
picking
go
up a
next.
conflict. Was she nice or was she not?
She was nice. The pies were not.
The pies were fine.
I'm like immediately just like, this is weird, but I will move on.
I will waddle over next to Kyrus, and pull out a loot, and just
a newt.
and just noodle on it. Just like tune it, just fiddle. See if I can catch the attention of the ladies in the corner. Let's see if we can
They
pick up
kinda
some
just-
goths.
They are some goths, did you say?
Pick up some goths. Yes, in this campaign, absolutely yes. No, pick up some goths. Local town
Goths.
goths.
Yeah. I mean, they look over at you and they're like, and they continue talking amongst themselves. One of them eyes lingers for a little while on Vita, and they go back to it. The gentleman who raised their glass in greeting to you over in the corner is listening along and kind of just tapping his foot. And he's just looking at you like expectantly. He's like,
Is he looking at anyone? Can I see if he's looking at any of us specifically, or just at each of us kind of holistically?
yeah, the second one, holistically. I've never heard someone look at someone holistically.
As in, like,
Yeah,
as a group
medicine
of us, or as individuals?
No, as a group. As a group.
Do I catch one of the ladies looking at me side-eyed?
A little bit. If you'd like, you can roll an insight check to see if you can guess why they're continuously looking at you.
They're not looking at you, they're looking at me. as I noodle my loot.
You are very good at noodling, might I just say.
That's an 18.
An 18. You get the sense that if you would like, if you went over there, you could probably strike up a conversation.
Vel, you go check out the bloke. I'm going to check out the ladies.
Just like always, Vita.
I'll walk over to them.
Okay. And what are Kyrus and Eric doing?
Noodling.
I am just enjoying just sitting by the bar, listening to some good noodling.
They're very old. When we went to the bar to order something, there was no ale, it was only wine available.
You're one of the best court jesters that I've ever seen, by the way. Keep throwing.
Now that the loot is tuned, I pull out the bagpipes. And then think,
One man bad.
then think twice and put them back.
And you look over your shoulder, you see the barman ready to slash the bagpipes so they don't work.
Yeah.
It's just like puts the
I
knife
put them back
away.
in the bag, and all you hear is It's great for stealth checks.
Look-
all right.
I'm going to look around to see if any one of these few here. Actually, before I go anywhere, I'm going to have a quick word to Kyrus. Kyrus,
Yes.
I think that's your name, right? It's been a while.
Correct. No, you've got a brilliant memory.
Oh, I tried. Is this gentleman here looking at us all? And I just kind of like head nudged in his direction. Has he been here for as long as you?
Because I'm like a bit of a charisma magnet, I think it'd be fun to kind of make sure I'm the most charismatic in the room. How did I feel he ranked against me in charisma?
Charisma off.
Yeah, you get the sense that, like, you know, he looks like you're like a handsome average Joe type of fellow, where you're very much more like the Timothy Chalamet type fellow. Like you're like more pointed, more Renaissance beauty sort of thing. Yeah.
Sorry, who are you referring to?
The guy over there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go over and just try and. I sit down next to this character. How are you, friend? So you gave us a nod when we came in, keeping a close watch on the town.
Hey, how's it going? Just welcoming new people. Trying to be friendly. I mean, it's a pretty dour place. Sorry, where are my manners? He stands up and pulls out a chair for you. He's like, my name's Ismark.
Ismark. I'm Valcada. Vel. Are you from these parts, Ismark?
Yeah, like all my life. I grew up here in Barovia. Actually, the Burgomaster's son. I just like to pop in here in the morning, like during the day and stuff, see what's what, see if everyone needs a hand with anything, and if I get new visitors, welcome them to the town. Warn them about, be careful if some of the houses there could be unpleasantness inside. Try and keep people safe.
You sound remarkably chill about this whole environment, and I mean, which houses should we be wary of? Not that we'd be breaking into random houses at all, but
no, you don't seem the type.
No.
No, just if you see like the boarded up.
Can we hear this? Can we hear this?
You have to roll a perception check because you're newting. I'm also
like observing. Is that what I yell out? Perception check, huh? Shit.
If you see like a house with the doors boarded up and the windows crashed in, probably avoid those ones.
What about the ones with the wailing?
But I mean,
what about the ones with the wailing?
Oh, that's Mary.
What?
Oh,
Mary.
Mary.
My friend, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to sit down if you would like.
I'll
You don't have to nude over at the bar over there.
I'll put the loot away, whip out a flute, and then just sort of like be.
You're gonna doot on the flute now.
I just take a second glance at Eric as he's coming over, thinking, just where is he keeping all this stuff? Like, where is his hemispace? He's putting all this stuff.
I don't know.
As for the chillness, I mean, you've seen the town. It can be a pretty dour place, but I find a positive outlook on things can help. I mean, you get out of the universe what you put into it, right?
Indeed. Well, speaking of such things, we find our both selves in fortunate circumstances. You see, we just happened to be here to help your father, it seems. Do you think we could have a word with him?
Oh, that might be a bit tricky. And we'll cut over to Adam at the table. As you approach Vita, you see the girls kind of look over at you and kind of like, and they're kind of like, well, hi, how are you?
Well, hello, ladies.
Aren't you just the cutest thing?
Yes, I am.
And humble.
You all seem very well attired, colourfully attired. I like it. We met some people that were very well attired like yourselves. You wouldn't happen to be daughters of a person by the name of Stanimir by any chance?
Not his daughter. We do know of a Stanimir. I mean, I know at least 3 Stanimirs in like one of our camps. But no, we're well attired because, well, we run this in here. It's quite a nice one, as you can tell. And you look around and it's somewhat clean. It's not the cleanest place you've ever been in.
Not his daughters, you say. Well, that's probably good luck for me. But could you introduce us to him, perhaps? Because we'd like to know how to travel away from these lands.
Why would you want to leave? This place is amazing. You must try the wine. It is to die for. And please, you're more than welcome to have a room for the night. And you see Reynold over at the bar talking with the bartender about purchasing a room for himself. And he goes upstairs.
So you own this establishment? Is that the arrangement, or what's going on here?
Of course, but we don't need to speak business. Come, sit with us, drink with us.
Well, I'll just pull up a chair and sit down. I'll take a glass of the wine. I've already had one pie this evening.
You see the one you've been speaking to. She clicks her fingers. Eric, one for our lovely gentleman here, and...
Oh, my name's Vita Pinkman.
Vita, thank you. The one you're speaking to puts her hand out. I'm Alenka. This is my friend Mirabelle and my sister Sorvia.
Very glad to meet you all.
As we are with you. You know, you remind me of my grandfather.
Really? He must have been a dashing fellow.
Sometimes, not towards the end.
Oh, what caused his demise? Sadly.
Old age, it happens, you know. Old age, wolves. Who knows what else? I mean, you've lived a life, it seems. You would know.
Oh yes, I have lived quite the life. Shall I tell you about it?
Sure. And meanwhile, Koros is over at the bar with the bartender who just has been cleaning glasses, pours the drinks, goes back to cleaning the glasses, puts the glasses down, starts cleaning them, and just sits there. Doesn't say anything to you.
Hey, good man, you wouldn't happen to know how to read, would you?
He goes back down to the glass.
Yeah, fair enough.
Picks out.
I'm just like now preening my ears over at the conversation, just bored.
I mean, you're more than welcome to join either of the tables.
I might just go over to... Which one is the most interesting looking?
Well,
Which
Eric's
one
looking
you-
miffed at the fact that his noodling has not seemed to attract any actual attention.
Apparently playing with your noodle in front of girls isn't like the best way to get their attention.
Oh my god.
So you can see Eric working up the courage to be like, I'm gonna either be a wingman for Vita or steal his captive audience.
Yes. You can see Kairos over at one table that Vita is regaling these ladies with a story. You can roll an insight check to see if you can discern why they seem so interested in him. At the other table, you can see Ismark and Velkada and Eric in discussions.
Alright, we're rolling some insight.
Dan, while that's happening, are these the only people in this tavern?
These are the only people besides yourselves.
I will ask, what's his face? The lesser charismatic person. How many other taverns are there in this town? Like, how big's the town?
Oh, it's not the biggest one. I mean, you've got Valaki over to the northeast. That one's a bit of a bigger town. Then you've got Kresk, I think it is, like all the way on the other side of the map.
Is this the only tavern in this town?
Oh yes, it is. Yes.
Like, this is it.
I mean, it's not the most populous town. Not a lot of people feel like living right near the castle. What was your insight check?
14.
14. I'd say that's high enough. Okay, so you pick up that the reason that the ladies seem so doting on Mr. Vita is because he seems like an elderly, frail person, and they want to make sure that he doesn't fall and trip over inside their establishment and hurt himself because they don't want to deal with the paperwork.
Oh, ladies, I see you've met one of our dearest party members. It's so great to see you take an interest in people of all walks of life. My name is Kairos, and it's an absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance. Perhaps I could buy you ladies a drink while we're here.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you so much. We actually can get our own drinks. We own this place. Is this your grandfather?
Sorry, something like that. Do you perhaps know how to read?
Of course.
Oh, brilliant! And being from here, you'll be able to help me out here. I showed them the note, like the cry for help note, like the signature here. Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, that's the Burgomaster. That's
of this town of Barovia.
Of this town of Barovia. Yeah, the land's called Barovia, but this town is called Barovia. It gets a bit confusing. I think someone somewhere just got bored with names.
Barovia.
Yes, like Newark.
Yeah, I do understand the reference, but I appreciate your candor.
Yeah. But no, if you want to speak to someone about it, you want to speak to, and she points over at Ismark at the table with Vakalda and Eric.
I knew they'd snoop something out.
They call him the Lesser.
Thank you so much. I will leave my grandfather in your capable hands. And then I walk off.
and then they all go back to representation. Sorry about that, Vita. Sometimes people can be so rude. Please tell us more.
Yeah, yes. Oh, and I'll just keep going on about the time Cars, fuck off.
Just trying to trip him as he walks away.
I'm not for that.
Alright, so you head over to the table with Vakalda, Ismark, and Eric. And Ismark saying, it's not the biggest town. There's not really a census happening at any point. But we find, we make do with what we can. It's not...
sorry, are we talking about city planning?
No, Kairos. You can't just expect it to step into conversation to just take over. Just...
Fair enough.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Why don't people want to live near the castle?
Oh, because
I know that was like minutes ago, but...
Yeah, no. It's because of he looks over at the Vistani ladies talking to Veda. It's because of the Devil's Strahd.
Who and the what now?
The Devil's Strahd.
There's a
Lives up
devil
in
who
the
just
castle.
lives in the castle.
I don't know if he's an actual devil, but he's not a very nice person.
Oh,
He
so
lives
that's
up in the
2
castle.
words. Devil Strahd.
Yes.
I heard Devil Strahd.
I believe the honorific is Count Strahd von Zorobich.
And
He rules this land.
if I lean right in, I just want to stare Ismark right in the eyes.
He leans right in with you.
It's weird. Well, just take a little lean back then. It's okay. Just not.
Okay,
I'm back in.
I thought we were doing a thing. We're back in?
Yeah.
Are we out?
If you don't sound like this Strahd von Zarovich is particularly amiable type citizen of this realm, why stay? How can we help you all leave? How can we leave? This isn't our home. This is not where we want to be. We have no reason to be here. Apart from being sent on some wild goose chase by a bunch of randoms we met in the forest.
Listen, it's not safe. It's not the safest to talk out in the open about such things. But why are you here? We don't get that many visitors.
Alright.
What brought you here?
I need a history check on... Remind me why we're here? This is to seek out the Burgomaster, correct?
Bingo bango. As Kairos enters the conversation.
Yes, I believe I was sent on this exact quest, and I just show the letter with the signature from Ismark's dad.
He takes it if you offer it to him.
Yeah, I do.
This isn't my father's handwriting.
Sorry, are you telling me that I've been bamboozled?
You've been hoodwinked, good sir.
But
had
the devil Strahd, surely not.
I don't know who has written this, but it certainly was not my father.
Hmm.
Listen, come to my house. It's much safer there, and the walls don't have ears. If you don't mind, we can. He looks over at Vita. He's like, unless your friend wants to stay.
He'll come along. He does this all the time. Any kind of attention, he's just. He tries. He fails miserably, but he tries. Got to give him that.
I mean, you could probably try the shop that sells like weapons and stuff like that. They might have some little blue mushrooms that might be able to help him at his age.
Oh.
I'll let him know. Bit of a chuckle.
This place is incredible.
Thank you. That sounds nice, but let's say we finish our drinks and we'll head off. If someone wants to go get your friends.
I walk over. Vita, we're leaving.
And then I killed the what? 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 But ladies,
Oh, you're leaving so soon.
What's up?
We have a thread, Vita.
A thread. Oh, another adventure. Ladies, I shall return another day.
Vita, you know what happens to your bladder around this time of night? Like,
shh. I've been trying to. Jesus. All right, let's.
You say bye, Vita.
Ladies, and I just bow with a massive flourish. I shall return.
Love it. All right. Okay, so you guys all head outside towards the Burgomaster's mansion.
Is it night, dark, day? What is it?
As you head out, you can see it's starting to get towards evening. You woke up in the morning and spent majority of your day walking into town after trying to muck around with the mists.
Okay.
As you leave the inn, you hear, "No, mother, father, please!" And you look over and you see Morgantha, the old pastry lady, outside of a house down the street, struggling with a small boy. And you see a man and a woman in the doorway, trying to hand the small child to Morgantha. What do you do?
That doesn't seem right.
That's not right. No. She sells pastries. She's why is she handling the children?
And she's good at pastries as well. And yet she steals children.
He's too young for her. That's disgusting.
You can all roll an insight check to see if you can figure out what's going on at this distance, or you can get closer.
Inside. Where are you? That's a 10 for Vita.
17.
Here come all the rest of the dice. Kairos, you're not great at dealing with people who don't look beautiful, and you can't read them. You can't read the normies as you think to yourself of them. But Valkelda, you can see it appears that these parents are trying to give the child to Morgantha, and as you're watching, she shoves the child into a sack and ties the sack to the side of her cart and pulls out what appears to be a stack of pastries to hand to this child's parents.
Fuck this, she's going down. Having seen her shove this kid in a bag, very reminds me of a story I heard about some hags being shoved in bags, and I know they don't last long.
You can see that the bag is like moving.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like sprint forward and just try to get close enough to. What have I got? I haven't got much weapon-wise. Get out a dart.
You're gonna run up and punch this old lady.
No.
You're gonna go full like Jake Paul or Mike Tyson. This old lady.
I'm running up and grabbing my dart out of my pocket, wherever it is, and just trying to run up and just slice top of the bag so it drops off, so it's not tied to the cart anymore.
Yeah, sure. Roll an attack roll.
What, with the dart? Or what?
Because you're, roll with the attack roll for the dart. But it's not a ranged roll though. So you're trying to slice with the dart, which doesn't really have like a knife edge. So roll high.
Oh shit! How do I roll? Not range.
Roll high or stab the kid.
Just roll the dart. Yeah, please don't stab the kid. What are the rest of you doing whilst Raquel's doing this?
Watching in horror as Jez stabs a kid.
I mean, I think Kai's would eventually try and stop the barter of humans for cookies.
Okay, so you're heading up, Kairos?
Yeah, I'd be like right behind a bit, like, but I'm obviously waiting for this to resolve.
Yeah. What are you doing, Vita?
How far away is this lady from us?
She's about
how far?
20 feet. I mean,
20
was able to get
20 feet.
Yeah,
I
like
was
20 feet.
seeing Velcarta leap into action. I think. Yeah. I think Vita will just whip an Eldritch Blast at her.
Okay, we'll get to the game. Okay, roll you to hit. Okay, Vakata, you rush up. You go to try and slice this thing. You misjudge it, and you sink the dart into the side, through the sack into the side of the cart. You will hear a thunk, and this dart is stuck, wedged into this cart. Kairos.
All right.
Directly behind her. What are you doing?
Oh god, this thing's just thunked into the side of it. It's just like pinning it in more. Maybe I can like do some magic shenanigans. I don't think I'm very good at it yet, but we could always try. Maybe I'll try and curse the witch, I guess. Which seems very silly. Or maybe I'll try and slice as well. Actually, I've got daggers. Sorry.
Yeah, so you're going to try and cut the bag open?
Yeah, I'll try and dagger as well. Just like quickly seeing the beautiful stroke of genius. Did that roll? Attack. There it is. Normal. Bam.
Did you roll your attack as well, Peter?
I did. It didn't come through. It was a 23 to hit.
Have you got a 23 to hit?
Yes.
That will hit. Roll some damage.
Okay.
Ow. And you cut open the bag, Kairos, and this small young boy rolls out into the ground, terrified, shaking. The old lady Magantha, who had just started to turn around, cops an Eldritch Blast in the face, and she screams out, "Ah!" and falls to the ground. The small child there. The parent's still in the doorway holding the pastries, looking at you in shock. What are you doing?
Run, kid, run!
It's a child. You look down at the kid, and they're like shaking. They're like terrified. They're pale. Like roll a insight check to see if you can figure out what is happening with this child.
Insight check. There are so many tabs, guys.
All the tabs.
The top tab.
You
the
get a
cog
tab, and you
There we
get a
go.
tab.
Oh yeah, my insight really not very insightful.
You have no idea what's happening with this child. You look down, and they're just...
Velkeeta,
Eric's back in the distance watching this with Ismark. Ismark just goes, yeah, you really guys really don't fuck around, do you? Says to Eric.
Velkeeta like picks this kid up or stands him up and kind of like tries to shove him back towards the door where he came from, and just what's this old woman doing at the moment? Is she just copping a face full of Eldritch Blast at the moment?
She's laid out on the ground.
Does she look like she's going to get back up?
From what you can see with your passive perception, it looks like she's out for the count.
Okay.
You don't know if she's dead or alive. You'd have to get closer to see if she's dead or alive.
Alright, I get this kid back into the doorway and just say to his parents, or whoever's there, what are you doing? This is not right.
We needed the pastries. We didn't have any money.
You don't...
Who are you to judge us?
I know you don't need those pastries. You can live without those pastries. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. And I just try
you feel like the niggling. You can see the pastries and you smell them, and your brain's like, I want those fucking pastries right now.
Oh. If my brain is like, I really want a pastry, I will push the kid at them, hoping they spill and just try and pick up two and then bolt.
You crackhead, you.
You don't even need to roll a strength check. This is a small child, and you're a fairly fit woman. You yeet this child at their parents. You just, as the kid hits the parents, they all go crumbling down to the ground. Pastries go everywhere. You pick up two, and you dart back outside.
Right. I run back just enough to get like the other side of the cart.
From Eric's point of view, he's just seen a bunch of them run off. Basically, fuck up the attack, yeet a small child at someone, and steal, take out an old woman, and steal pastries. Just left in the background, sort of going. I mean, they were good.
Like,
They were good.
I wasn't expecting the pastry. What the? You guys, okay. Meantime, Kairos, you're sitting there. Yeah, you see Velkelda yeet this child at parents, grab some pastries off the ground. You haven't bought any for yourself, have you? You didn't see Morgantha when you came to town.
No, I'm very confused. Like, this is now the third time these pastries have been mentioned, and so far they are the most outlandish part of this entire experience for me, is how people are reacting around them. Like, confused, I think I would back away and just try and, like, figure out what's going on, because obviously I don't know this pastry stuff.
You can see that there's some pastries in the cart next to you, and they do look damn good.
Yeah, but this woman just almost sold their kid for them, so, like, there's a big red flag waving right now for me.
Fair enough. You step back, and Vita, you've just Eldritch Blast this old lady who is not getting back up.
Did I hear the parents say that they didn't have any money when they said that to Val?
That's a very good question. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Even at that distance, you would have been able to with your passive perception.
Okay. Well, then...
it was all very loud as well when it happened.
If they're still standing in the doorway, I'll just quickly run over to them. I'll grab 2 gold out of my pouch and say, for your trouble. And walk off.
Okay, you see that they're just picking himself up off the ground. The father is picking up the pastries, and the mother is also picking up the rest of the pastries. You can see that they just left the kid on the ground. You then cop the smell of the pastries, and you're like, need some of them fucking pastries, man.
And I'll grab a couple of pastries.
from inside the house, or are you going to grab some from the cart outside?
I'll take them off the cart. Why don't I do?
Okay. As you leave, the scoop up the gold, and the door slams behind you, and it's like, who the fuck are you people? Door slams. And all right, you head out and grab some pastries, head back into everyone, and you all meet back up with Ismark and Eric, who are just staring at you.
Hey guys, can we just talk about these pastries for 1 second? What is going on? Why are people here so crazy for them?
They are. They're quite delicious, and we haven't eaten for a while.
Hey, Ismark, is it normal for people to sell their children for food here?
No, that's I really haven't noticed it. Before I haven't been coming as much. I've been only coming into town for the last couple of days. I've never seen. Though, is she dead?
You've never seen her before.
It doesn't.
It shouldn't matter.
No,
She shoved a young boy into a bag. It
local.
doesn't matter.
I mean, you could just politely ask to take the child off of her out of the bag. I mean, it's hyper-violence straight off the bat. I mean, I can understand that, kind of, but...
Sorry, is kidnapping not something frowned upon in your world?
No, it's definitely frowned upon, but, I mean, there is, like, 5 of us here, and 1 old lady.
Right.
Straight to violence and murdering an old lady. You could have just been like, hey, give
Listen,
the kid back.
Listen,
and get the fuck
Ismark,
out of town.
the way we solve problems is not of your concern.
A lot of violence.
Yeah,
Seems.
we do what must be done. I sort of turn to
Well.
Vita and say, maybe just next time throw those bolts around, Vita.
You threw a dart.
No, I didn't. I tried to get the bag.
You started it.
Morganthus still laying down on the ground, not moving.
I'll chuck a healing word at her.
What the?
Roll the
We feel
dice.
bad. You guys just beat up an old lady.
The child's kidnapper. Yeah, we feel we're the bad guys.
I want to try and grab Eric's hand before he does. Stop him mid-cast.
Do a dex off, both of you.
If I recognize that's what he's
Roll a
doing.
dex check.
A duck off.
You would probably, because you would know, you would have been around healers and stuff in the past. So you can both roll me a dexterity checks. Yeah, we
15.
got a 15 from Velkelda.
Oh,
And we got what did you roll? It didn't come through for me, I can't say it.
15.
You both roll 15s. Roll off again. As you reach up, grab his hand, slap it down, and he goes out with his other hands.
One better. 16. 16.
No fucking way.
You're just slapping my.
and you see his other. You see the other hand go up to heal as you slap it away. You see other hand goes up again. Another roll off. Go. Oh, here we go.
15. Well,
Fine, Velk. You made your point.
Just- we don't have to heal that.
As you got to hold his hand, you grab both of his hands and hold them down by his side.
Pretty fucked up. You beat up an old lady.
Let's get out of here. Ismark, where's your place? We need to just get off these streets, get away from this whatever the fuck this is, and figure out
I'm
whatever
saying?
the fuck is going on. Yeah, yes. That's
Yeah, sure, yeah.
go.
It's kind of like shell shocked. It's like, wow, that was, efficient, but absolutely brutal. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I should say sorry. Thank you though for your quick action. That was well thought out. I didn't think things like that as you was walking. Things like that were happening in this town. Yes, you head back past the tavern and you begin to hear the sounds of the crying again that you had heard earlier before you went into the tavern. And as you're walking through town, you actually walk past and you can see the building that the crying is coming from. It looks a dilapidated house almost in ruin, and the crying is coming from within.
Does someone need to check on her? I'm assuming it's you said it's like Mad Mary.
Yes.
What's Mad Mary's story?
She wasn't always like that. She lives in that house. You say it's a dark 2-story townhouse. That's the home of Mary and her daughter Gertruda. I've tried to go in and check on Mary and see what's going on, but she won't come to the door when I try. Unless you would like to try. You seem to handle an old lady pretty well. I'm pretty sure a single old woman won't stand a chance. I'm joking. Please don't kill her.
Maybe I should handle this.
Please.
Go for it, Eric.
Be my guest.
Well, it's not like I'm going to punch her or something.
Stop crying! Why are you crying? Jesus Christ.
And I'll walk over to the door and I'll rat-a-tat-tat on the door and I'll go, hello? Is anyone okay in there?
The crying continues. It sounds like it's coming from upstairs. It is quite loud at this close distance.
Hello? Are you alright?
Eric, she might have just lost a teddy bear or something. Maybe she's lost a tooth or could be
Mary's
anything.
a 40-year-old woman.
That's problematic if she's lost a teddy bear and she's crying about it at 40.
Losing a tooth, though, that sucks.
Especially at 40.
Have you tried the door? It was locked last time I was here and didn't feel like breaking it down, but...
I tried the door.
Click. And it opens up very slowly into a dark house. Little bits of light coming through boarded up windows.
I'll lean in the door a little bit.
Nice.
Does it smell like death?
Make a perception check. Does it smell like death?
While he's doing that, I just want to ask Ismark, has this woman been crying for how long, you said?
A few days. And it sounds like she goes upstairs and cries and downstairs and cries and back and forth and seems almost inconsolable.
That's a 6. It smells
I
like
saw that
unicorns and rainbows.
And it's not coming through on my radar though. Yeah, it smells. I mean, it smells like Teen Spirit in here. No, it smells like a little bit musty and stuff like that. Does this remind you of the sense of death?
Lean through the door that's cracked slightly now. I go, hello? Are you okay? Do you need help?
You hear some shuffling upstairs. The crying goes quiet for a moment and then continues.
Oh.
You see, not too far off, a staircase leading to the upstairs.
We can come back later if that would be better.
Ismark's like, all right, and he comes inside. We should go upstairs and check on her. Come with me.
Fine.
He heads upstairs.
I mean, this is a creepy fucking town.
You open this door.
I mean, if there was something that was going to attack us, it would have done it as soon as you opened that door.
Unlikely, Ismark.
You all head upstairs. You see a door leading to a bedroom, and in the middle of this room, you see a hunched figure clutching something tight to her bosom. You see a woman look over, just tears streaming down her face. Her eyes are bloodshot. She's been crying for who knows how long. She looks at you and just continues sobbing.
Well, Eric, off you go. Here's your little pet project.
I hadn't thought this far ahead. Would you like a pie?
She looks at you.
I try and wrestle one off of.
It will not help.
Give me the pie.
It will not help, she says.
What's wrong?
My daughter, Gertruda. I hid her here to be safe from the devil's Strahd.
You hit her there.
Hid. I'm sorry you have an accent.
Yeah. Why do you, every single name is like spelt stupidly?
I hid her for her whole life here, so the devil would not come to her. But she left a few weeks ago, and she has not come back. I do not know where she is. Please, can you help find her?
Have you thought about putting up like a poster or something?
It's not how things work here. If you can find her and bring her home safe, please. She's my world. Without her, I cannot go on.
How do things work around here?
When you're gone forever.
How if... Sorry, step forward a little bit. Sorry, what was your... It was Mary, right?
Yes.
Mad Mary.
Just Mary.
Or is it
That's
just
not
Mary?
funny.
Just
It's
Mary.
Mary.
How will we know it's her if we see her? Is there something of hers we can bring along to see any kind of attachment?
She looks down at the thing she's holding, and you will see what appears to be a malformed doll with a strange leer on its face, wearing a sackcloth dress. It belonged to me, and then I gave it to Gertruda. She would know this. She would know I had sent you if you show her this. Please take this with you.
I reach out and take it. Say, what does she look like, Mary?
She has brown hair, big beautiful eyes, white skin. Response to the name Gertruda.
That'll do it.
How about you keep the doll, and I'll quickly sort of minor illusion and clone it.
No, Eric, that's not necessary.
What?
We should take the original.
But I can do this.
I mean, you could have seen that anywhere. She might not know. If you see the doll, if she sees
It
the
now
doll,
has
she'll
like a
know that
little.
I sent you.
Like, hi, my name is Gertruda. On.
There's. Oh,
Keep
hold on.
the fucking creepy doll.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Any idea where she could be? Does she go anywhere? Does she?
No, she goes nowhere. She stays here. I keep her inside for her safety.
Great.
It's dangerous.
How old is she?
She's 15.
Right.
Good.
The only clue I have is she always talked about the castle. And
Right.
you look at she looks over at the window, and you can see from top story, from this vantage point, you can see just part of a giant monolithic Gothic castle far off in the distance, up thousands of feet of cliff.
Does she talk positively about the castle? Like, oh, I want to go work at the castle. I'd love to be a maid there.
She always wanted to be a princess. And what do princesses need but castle? If you get her before she gets there, please bring her back.
We'll try. We'll try. I'm just going to grab this doll and just look at it and start walking away.
Yeah, as you look down at the doll, you can see that there is, in the hem of the dress, you can see a frayed tag that bears the words, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Blinsky?
Blinsky, Blinsky.
It's no fun. Blinsky.
And you swear for a second as you're looking at this that the doll gives you a wink, but you shake your head and it's just a normal doll.
If I see him a little bit creeped out about it, I'd like to cast message and just have like a child's giggle go off in Elkanah's head.
Yeah, for a second you see her shake your head and look real puzzled, and then you hear this child laughter in your head.
What the?
And under my breath, I go, "That's right. Keep the fucking creepy doll."
Is that you? Yeah, I don't understand how many memories are embedded in these kind of things. These things are worth a fortune. Let's keep walking back down the stairs.
As you turn to leave, Ismark walks over to him and places a hand on his shoulder. It's okay. They can be a bit brutal, but I think that they'll be able to get the job done. Thank you. He pats her and heads out. And as you all start to walk out, Eric, as the last one out the door, Mary grabs your arm and she's looking up at you. Please, thank you. Thank you so much. Bring her back to me, please. And let's go with your arm.
We'll do our best, ma'am. Because we are Barovia's best. just testing that name.
Maybe workshop it a little.
Yeah.
And you head downstairs and meet up with Ismark. Ismark starts walking. He turns back to you all, hands in his pockets. And he's like, so you can do both, not just the violence. That's good.
Some of us are okay blokes.
And women. Not just Velkelda.
Yeah, he's right. And women.
Beat up.
Ismark, I don't mean to pry. You said that you're the son of the lord or the leader of this town, the Burgomeister, is that right?
That's correct.
Now, tell me a little bit about the sort of social welfare plans that you have running in Barovia, because so far, all I've seen is that the only sort of food source coming into this town is bartered with children, and you have a famous lady that has been crying, unable to be consoled for extended periods of time, so much so that she's become sort of a tourist attraction. So, how are you running this town?
Here.
I was not running the town. My father was. Come, I'll show you. I'll talk to you more. He turns and he continues walking in the direction of the biggest property in the area.
They would live in the biggest property, wouldn't they?
You see, a weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left gate lazily just swings in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw marks have stripped the once beautiful finish off the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
This. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
This is my home. It was beautiful when I was younger. We have not had the best luck of late.
In finding carpenters, or what's been the main issue?
You talk a lot for someone who is not from here and does not understand.
I don't understand, Ismark.
Bless you, Eric.
Oh, I thought I muted myself.
We couldn't see you, we could hear it in 4K.
Yeah.
I don't understand, Ismark, that look at the blood on the vine. You seemed so jovial, so happy to be here, so pleased with your surroundings. But everywhere you've taken us on the way back to whatever this is has been a nightmare.
I will say that, I mean, my spirits were lifted seeing you all come into town. It has been, well, not in my lifetime, when I was much younger, that we've had anyone come in and try to do anything. I mean, new visitors attract coin to town. They help with the local economy, and you all seem like a bunch of people who might know how to handle yourselves if you get into a scrape or two, and might be able to actually help change some things around here. So, feeling a little bit helpful.
Have you ever thought about making it a little bit more appealing to tourists? Like even just putting up a sign at the entry which is like, "Welcome to Barovia."
Well, you've seen the miss, and he goes over to the front door and he starts to unlock the front door. You can see that there's like 15 different key locks on this door. You know of the miss. You know you can't go in and out of them unless you are Vistani.
Unless you're what?
Vistani.
Does that resonate?
Yes, the Vistani. You met Stanimir, who was a Vistani. You met the three ladies who appeared to also be Vistani.
Sorry, but
What?
I don't believe I am Vistani. And I think I came through your mists.
That's strange. And he finally unlocks the last one, the last door, and holds the door open for you all. Please come in. Nothing will harm you in this house, except maybe my sister.
I look at the massive claw marks on the outside of the walls of the house.
Yeah. I mean, you can see them on the outside. On the inside, you can actually see that it is actually candlelit on the inside. It does actually look more inviting.
We can make do.
If any of you feel uncomfortable, you're more than welcome to roll a... Oh, yes.
You have a sister?
She's inside. Yes, Irina. It was in that note, so I don't know how that person... Whoever wrote it, I mean, they must know of her.
Is your father here as well, or he might be able to shed some light on...
He takes you inside, for those of you who would like to go inside, or if anyone wants to stand outside.
I'm not standing outside.
Yes, I'd rather think that the interior looks much more inviting. I'll take my chances with thanks.
All right. The interior of the mansion is well furnished. yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. Ismark takes you through to the drawing room. And the Burgomaster is in this side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by wilting flowers and a faint odour of decay. This was my father. And you hear footsteps coming down the hall. And a voice say, Ismark, is that you? Kat, would you like to introduce your character?
Hey! You're on mute.
Muted. Oh, I think you're muted, Kat.
It wouldn't be Raging Rolls.
It would not be Raging Rolls. Welcome to Raging Rolls.
No, we can't hear you, Kat.
Hang on. Yeah,
Where
it says
tech
there's no
difficulties is our
audio.
middle name.
You know what? Let's take a quick 10-minute break whilst we fix up Kat's
Let's do that.
issues. We will be back in 10. Be prepared.
We're back.
Welcome back, everybody. We've sorted out the sound issues. We left off just as you heard footsteps coming down the hallway, and in walks Kat. Would you like to introduce your character?
So I'm playing Irina. She happens to be Ismark's sister. She has this rather pale tan skin and auburn hair. She just looks at everybody, and at first she looks at Ismark, and she says, "Who are these people? Are they hurting you, Ismark?"
No, they're fine. They're I met them down at the pub and invited them over somewhere where we could talk a bit more in private. They seem fairly capable
Of beating up old ladies.
Shh.
Okay, in context, Irina, the old lady was trying to kidnap somebody. Just for context, it wasn't just they saw an old lady and were just like,
Fair, fine. If you trust them, I guess I trust them.
Perhaps you could comment on why children are used as currency in your city and town. I've yet to get a convincing sort of point yet.
Children as currency. What?
Indeed. Do you understand the cupcake crisis that you have in this town?
cupcake crisis. I want those shirts.
What is cupcake crisis? I don't know what you're talking about.
People are literally giving up their children for these cakes. It's unprecedented.
Sorry, I don't know. Beats me. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
As I said, Kairos, we didn't know it was happening. If we had known, we would have done something about it. But you seem to have dealt with it quite handedly.
How old does Irina look? How old is she? I don't want to.
Be probably
Go ahead.
1 year, 2 years younger than Ismark.
Yep.
So what?
So about 25, 26.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
She's
Cool.
not like a child.
Vida steps forward and, well met, young lady. My name is Vida Pinkman. I'm sorry my companions are so rude. They aren't introducing themselves, but how could we be of service in these troubling times?
She bows to you, and she looks at Ismark. Close the door. I don't want anyone to hear anything.
Closes the door.
She goes downstairs, and she says, "There are a couple of things that we might need your help with. First," she looks at the casket.
Mm-hmm.
"We will need able bodies like you, I assume, to take our father to the graveyard. We cannot do this on our own. If you are willing to help."
Oh, so you just need some pallbearers.
Well, yes,
Anything
we've
will do,
asked around
actually.
town. Yes,
This
we've
is-
asked around town, but nobody seems brave enough. They won't come
Right.
near the mansion.
So
You mean you saw the outside?
I killed an old lady for nothing.
I want Valkada to just walk up to the casket. Is it open or closed?
It's an open casket.
How fresh is he?
A few
Senor
days.
Burgermeister.
If you can tell, it's a few days. Like it just started to bloat. It's not like fully decaying and stuff. You can see that the flowers have been set out, one for like grieving, but also to mask some of the smell of the decay.
At a quick glance, does it look like there's any sentimental items on him?
Roll a perception check to see what you can pick up.
Oh, nothing. I see a dead guy.
Looks like they're just. You see a dead guy. Looks like he's wearing clothes at least. You see, as you're looking down at the body and focusing, you see something just near the corner of his eye. It looks like something moving. And you watch as a small beetle crawls out from the side of his eye, across his face, and into his nostril.
I take a half a step back. Not freaked out, but just like, that's fucking disgusting. I turn around.
No one else saw this.
And I turn around and just say, so Ismark, and Irina, is it?
Yes, it is.
Ismark, did you bring us here just to move your old man?
Well, it was one of the things, and I was going to ask something of you.
What? We're getting asked a lot of favors, and we haven't got any fucking thing for it yet.
Out with it, man.
Figure, this is
Potentially
not-
a way out.
This is not how we normally operate. We don't operate a charity here.
No, you punch old ladies for free.
Oh, fuck you, Eric.
Well, there's another thing. Well, I don't think it's safe here for Irina anymore. And I was
Is it
looking
something
for
to do with what the note said?
But even before that, Irina, why don't you tell the story of what happened with our father?
Well, sorry. My voice is breaking. Sorry, my voice breaking.
That's all right.
understand.
Ismark
It's very emotional.
goes over and pours you a glass of water and hands it to you.
Thank you, Smart. Our father passed just a few days ago. I thought it was my fault in the beginning. Maybe it's not, who knows. But you see, when you enter the house, our house is not in its best condition. It's been a while now that every night Strahd just sent his minions to attack us. At one point, he just came to my room and said something along the line that I belong with him. Something that just doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest. And Ismark and our father have been trying to prevent that from happening, but Strahd just has no remorse. He said he just wants me. And the attack just keeps happening night after night until his heart just couldn't take it anymore, I guess. And now you see him laying dead in the casket right there. And we just can't leave him like this. I don't think we can do it. If we are going somewhere, if we think we should just leave, we just can't leave our father like that. At least he deserves a good burial in the church, if you're willing to help us. So no, it's not just for you to just bury a guy. We need a little bit more if you're willing to help.
Hey.
You mention a church.
Yes.
Is it the holy symbols that are around? Are they common? Like, it's not common. Are they all the same holy symbols, or is it just a collection?
They
This is
are
what I
all
would.
There's one emblem. It is a circle with like what looks like little serrated bits coming out. You very quickly realize, oh, that's a sun. But roll a religion check to see if there's anything that you can think of that could relate to.
Religion. With a natural 19.
Nice, well done. That's really good. You know that of Palor and multitudes of other gods associated with the sun. None of them have this exact symbol. It's one you're very unfamiliar with, but you know that the sun is a symbol of protection. light and warmth, which you have found very little of since you have been here. Since
Absent-mindedly dwelling on this, I just sort of fondle the effigy in my pocket.
you hear a slight little guitar riff in the winds.
It must be the creaky gate.
But and it's a little more than just taking our father to the church and burying him.
What do you mean it's a little more than taking him to the church and burying him? How much more
I think-
complex is it going to get?
Well, I think the highest rate of survival for Irina is if she's taken to the abbey in Valakai, where it's safer and Strahd can't reach her. They have much better protections. They have an actual wall around their city.
Okay, let me get this
So
straight.
Strahd can't get to her.
So,
Strahd comes round here, knocks on the door politely every night, says, "Miss, would you like to come with me?"
I wouldn't say politely.
Well, has he made his way inside? I see no signs of destruction.
Ismark looks like over at Irina in almost a sheepish way.
He has not made his way inside, but he made me go outside, if that makes sense.
no. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't remember what happened exactly. What I could think of that night is that his voice is called to me, saying all these sweet things that I belong to him. The next thing I knew, I was almost gone from this house. I was lucky that Ismark and my father kind of pulled me away from him. But that is all I can remember.
Sounds
So
like,
no, he has not been in, but he has his ways to get to us, to me, somehow.
sounds like an extremely charming person, this Strahd.
Charming is not the word I would use on him, but probably for you he's charming.
You understand a little better now, I hope, about
So now you,
things.
Ismark, you risk all of our lives to escort your sister to Valaki. Or Valakai, however you pronounced it.
I'm more than willing to come with you, but then there is no one here to take care of the town and ensure things like
What?
children being sold for pastries. People
You're
who
doing a
can,
bang-up job of that so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, I really don't think your efforts are going to be missed here.
I mean, earlier today, a gang of randoms just assaulted an old woman. No one stopped
Just
them.
want to try it.
but I understand.
Lawless
Yes,
country.
I've only. All I know is this town. I don't know anything else. I've done what I can, but I mean, I'm only one person.
I don't mean to speak for everyone here, but what's in it for us? Why? Why do we care?
Can I just ask you a question? What is your name again? Sorry, I didn't get it. Only one
Valkada.
person introduced
I
themselves to me.
apologize. My name is Valkada.
Okay, I have you no conscience.
I have a conscience, but I've also got, you know, I haven't got a death wish.
You're in Barovia, you might as well just do something
Yes,
for
you
might
yourself
even-
and for
you
other
might even-
people.
You might even be able to find people in Valakai who can assist you further and maybe even find a way for yourselves to leave this land.
What do you think, Vita?
So, pallbearer and escort party. Sounds exciting. Ismark, has anyone ever left Barovia in your memory?
Besides the Vestani, no.
And would you say you're well travelled in these lands?
Not at all. This is, as I said before, that I've only ever been from this town.
So we might find a tourist guide that could escort us out in Valakai, you suspect, you think?
Or even someone with a map that says you are here and exit here. What you need is an information desk or an information kiosk.
Are there
And where
clerics
would those
at
be?
the Abbey? In Palace?
I mean, I would assume so. I mean,
So you're not well travelled, but you think we should take Irina to the Abbey in Valakai?
I've heard word from others that come and go. I mean, we get our wine delivered from over that way, but
Well, if we're stuck here, we might as well try to help.
It gets us out of this fucking hellhole.
I agree, it's a shithole. Look at the place.
Well,
As we look around, is it starting to become evening? Is like the mist?
yeah,
Closing
it is getting darker. There is a light mist, not as bad as the mist that the cultist stuck a hand in last time, but it is, getting darker. The hour grows late, and Gondor calls for aid. Shit, Lord of the Rings strike on my brain. Yes. Ismark says, I mean, it's growing late now. We don't have to go to the church tonight, but in the morning perhaps we can take my father there. You're more than welcome to stay in this shithole, as you called it.
no offense, but it really is.
You say you get attacked at night by what?
Well,
Wolves, and God knows what bats. Even Strahd himself came here once, twice.
Dogs and bats.
wolves, not
Wolves.
dogs. Barovian wolves. They are
We heard them on
quite
the way in.
fierce.
So what? We
But-
just...
The strangest thing, since our father passed 2 days ago, we have had peaceful nights here. So
Maybe leave him here then. Just an idea.
Huh?
What does
we
he,
can't do. He deserves a proper burial.
what does Strahd want with you, Irina? Well, like, what does he? Why does he want you?
I don't know. He just insists that he wants me, that I belong with him. That doesn't even make sense.
Do you want to be a princess?
With him, no. I'd rather die than be with him.
Hey, fair enough.
He's a tyrant, rules over these lands with an iron fist. I mean, he's part of the reason the town is the way it is. That's and people don't like to live in the shadow of the castle.
Do you have any tools lying around, perchance?
But probably, maybe what is it you're after?
Basically, until we leave, I'm terrible at any sort of handiness. Like, I've never been practiced at it, but I'm going to try and prove that a little bit of algaromo grease would actually make a difference in this place, and try to fix things up while we're waiting.
Yeah, sure. Is my I've got this stuff, and you can see what looks like a hammer, a screwdriver, 1 Allen key. A couple of loose nails that are all different sizes, and same with the screws. And I mean, this is really all we have.
I look at it like not really knowing what I'm looking at. I'm like, this will be great. Thank you so much. Let me get to work. And I take some of the odds and ends.
You get the bag of spare parts that, like,
Yeah.
you think you've assembled the IKEA furniture properly, and go, why is there still like 6?
You see me
when Homer builds the doghouse. When Homer builds the doghouse, and it's just like, perfect. And this picture goes away, and it's.
Okay. Well, what's the plan then? Vita, do we stay the night, put this guy in the ground, and then try and find some more information of Valakai?
I think so, and we escort the lady to the abbey.
Sure. Wow.
Seems as good a plan as any.
So, is Mark, we just find somewhere to sleep around here at the moment?
yes,
Are you going to feed us, or?
Yeah, no, I don't have a lot, but I'll show you some rooms. Are you sleeping all in the same room or separate rooms, or?
I don't know these people from Barra, so separate rooms.
Yeah, separate would be lovely, thanks.
He takes you upstairs, shows you around. Well, this is a room that could be good for you. This one's my room, and you see this room is Mark's room. It's like a little bit ramshackle. You can see that there are like wooden swords and shields and stuff like that, arrows and stuff like that, and a training dummy. Like, he's tried to teach himself how to fight. Don't know how good that is though. How good he can be. His bed is like up off the floor. It looks really comfortable. He points at Kairos to, this room might suit your needs, and it's just like a mattress on the floor with a couple of blankets on it.
Right, I see that. Thank you. This is perfect. It's just like his face is dropped, and he's just so depressed.
He shows Vita to another room. This one has like a little wash sink in it. Like, there's a bucket to get water so you can wash yourself. And very similar to everyone else.
This is really unfair.
I know it's not much. I'm sorry. I mean, you might make jokes that we're lords and ladies, but we're really not. We're the same as everyone else.
Here's Mark. It's better than sleeping under the cloud.
Especially in Barovia, you do not want to be caught outside at night. As for dinner, he goes downstairs and you hear the sounds of chopping, and every now and then you hear, shit! As he probably cuts himself. But in the meantime, you guys are left in your rooms. Irene, you're also in your room. Up to you guys what you want to do. You got a little bit before dinner.
I'll go and knock on Vita's door.
Come, yes, come in.
I come in. Vita, it's been just troubling me. I'm not completely convinced yet.
What is it? Sit down, Val. Sit.
Do we trust Kairos and Eric?
Do we trust them? I don't think they've done anything to warrant not being trusted. What concerns you?
We've never traveled in more than just you and I. It makes me a little uncomfortable when there's others around, and what started out as the two of us grew to 4 and then 5 of us, and now potentially 6. It makes me uncomfortable. There's too many variables.
But strength in numbers and all that? Surely that would be helpful.
If the numbers are in your favor. They seldom are in our line of work, Vita.
What do you suggest? We sneak out in the middle of the night?
No, not here. Just... I don't know, I just think it might be worth just keeping an eye on them. I'll watch your back, you guys watch mine.
Are talking to one another. As you guys are talking, Velkelda, you hear an almighty crash in your bedroom.
Oh shit! Hold on, I go back. Motherfucker, what do I say?
As you rush out the door with your monk-like agility, you see Eric half in, half out of your room, just like...
Eric.
I wanted to see if your room is better than mine.
Well, is it?
No.
What?
What's going on? What's going on, Belle?
It's fine, Eric. Got lost.
I'll go back to making the coffee.
Okay. Eric, what's your deal?
I'm gonna go help with dinner.
Rats. Okay, fine. I just go in and sit on the bed and just pull out the creepy doll and have a close look at it again.
You notice that the creepy doll was in a different location than when you left it.
It doesn't freak me out just yet. It strikes me as like, I don't normally forget where I put things.
Meantime, Kairos.
Yeah. So I think Kairos has... how closely guarded was Ismark's room?
It was open. He even pointed it out to you. He didn't close it after he showed it to you.
Then would you say he left to go talk to Irene at some point during the evening? Like how close was he to his bedroom for the most part?
No, I mean the kitchen's downstairs, so you guys were all upstairs.
Being completely away from it is what you're saying.
Yes.
So I want to try and make a chair out of his wooden swords and shields that he has. Like use them as legs and use the shield as like a surface.
Yep. And you're not proficient at all with
No. Like if there wasn't clear by the use of the materials that I've chosen.
What type of roll would this? Jesus Christ! What type of roll is this?
I looked for crafting. There wasn't any.
Roll me a dexterity check at disadvantage.
Oh, I like that. Let's see where we go. Dex with disadvantage, you say. Alright.
Solid.
That looks like a 6.
Love it. Yep. Irina can hear from the other room. Irina can hear from the other room, just like banging and pounding from Ismark's room, and this like slight grunts, and it's a bit confusing to start with, and then you hear, ha. I mean, and Kairos, you have built
Isn't
the
it
best chair
wonderful?
you can make out of wooden swords and shields. Do you take a seat on it?
I do think I have quite the knack for it. I look around first if anybody else is there to try and con into sitting on it first.
Would Irina go and investigate, Kat, or would
Oh,
Irina
definitely. Definitely. After all the noises.
Oh, okay.
It's great to see you. I've actually made you a bit of a gift. I thought while I have some time, I put my best crafting hat on and see if I could spruce up the place a little bit. Would you like to take a seat?
Look at the chair up and down and trying my best not to insult him. And I will say, I will see you sit on it first. I mean, after all, it's your creation. It would be nice.
Of course. Let me. I have full faith in my carpentry skills. And he sort of takes a tentative but not very confident seat on the chair. Like it's his butt's just like cresting the top of it.
Yeah. As soon as you sit on it, it collapses under your weight. You end up getting the pommel of a sword up under your armpit.
Maybe not quite my forte.
Yeah, bits of wood and stuff go flying everywhere. There's now just a debris pile of wood with Kairos in the middle of it.
I will help him up. Come, it's okay. Your first time making
thank you very much.
Fair.
Yeah, thank you for at least noticing it was a chair. Like that did take a little bit of insight from you. It's not entirely bad, then, is it?
Really though, just need more screws.
Thank you. And that was Ismark that didn't give me any screws. So really, it's Ismark's fault. Can we both agree on that?
Sure, it's my fault. You are talented after all.
Thank you so much. I think we're going to get along just swimmingly. I cannot wait to bury your father. I mean. I have to apologize. That slipped out.
Hey, for all the single men at home watching this, I can't wait to bury your father is not a good pickup line.
Hey, listen, while I've got you, it's obvious that Strahd is willing to break down many walls and obstacles to get to you. I have this letter written by somebody who claimed to be your father, but I'm starting to think that the stalkerish behavior of Strahd almost makes this more likely to come from him. Is this from him, do you think, or is this something that you recognize?
I don't. DM, do I know if it is my father or not?
You would know that it's not your father's handwriting. You would not know if it's Strahd's or not.
Okay, thanks. So I look at the letter and I said, I don't think my father wrote this. Handwriting's different. I don't know who did.
Right.
Where did you find it anyway?
Well, it was given to me back at home, and that might be a bit hard to explain, but as you can see here, it mentions you by name, I believe.
It is true, but it's not my father's handwriting.
So, I mean, is there anybody other than Strahd that seems to be so fascinated by you?
Not that I know of, no.
Right. Interesting. Well, I think that you seem to be at the center of all of this, at least as far as I can tell. For some reason, your name appeared and I got whisked away into some forgotten lands.
Why would he send it to you specifically?
Well, I can only imagine that they were looking for very capable adventurers and carpenters across the many lands, and it came to my doorstep.
I guess. I will tell them. But surely you're capable carpenter.
I can at least use this old rapier, and I sort of, as I remove a wooden hilt from my
Alright. Eventually, Ismark calls you all down to dinner. It's not the most lavish dinner. It's some meat, some overboiled greens, and some lumpy mashed potato. Not a lot of it either. It's enough to have a bit of food in your stomach, but it's not enough to make you feel the fullest you ever have in your entire lives. I'm sorry that it's not a lot, but we're not used to having so many guests in our house. I had to be a little bit sparing. I hope you don't mind.
Maybe we can share some of those muffins we stole earlier. Grabbed earlier.
pies.
The pastries.
Pastries? I didn't get a good look at them. They were grabbed so fast.
They're almost like little mince, mince pastry sort of things. They taste almost like those little meat things you get at Christmas time. Little meat pies.
Little meat
They're like
Fruit mince pies.
Yeah, those fruit mince. I don't know. I can't stand the fucking things.
Are they like poroshki?
Piroshki.
I don't even know what a piroshki is.
They are now.
They are piroshkis. There you go. Canon piroshkis in Barovia.
Should we share, Val? Or
I don't have any.
Thought crosses
Peter.
both of your minds, and you're like, no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you grab some, Kairos? Do you have some, Eric?
No.
No.
I didn't see the fuss.
I
I mean,
don't
they
know
were
what you're
okay.
Yeah, and Eric's cream pie was pretty decent, but like the best cream pie he's ever had.
I'm kind of doubting myself. The obviously the middle of the action was quite intense, but I did swear that I saw it. Can I make like a check to see if I remember it correctly? Like,
Yeah, go for it. Roll.
what are we thinking there? Maybe like an insight check.
Insight. Yeah, insight. Yeah. There was a lot going on. You were pretty focused. You tried to help the kid and weren't successful, and that's not really.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, Kairos. You're just like, you know what?
Maybe I missaw. I do apologize. It was quite thick of it. I was slicing bags open, and there was the massive bolt of arcade energy that struck an old lady. I do apologize if I missaw what happened.
You are forgiven.
No, thank you.
Maybe just put the glasses on next time. Yes.
Yeah, no, I forgot to grab them as I was heading out, and I don't think we're heading back anytime soon. But I will endeavor to find some eyeglasses whenever we can.
Kairos, the short-sighted warlock.
The reason he has to be in melee, because he can't see things that are too far away. He's like...
or he's too proud.
It's going to be really fun. This is... But don't look how they sit on my face, okay? He's waiting till he can get a 9th level spell called LASIK.
So, Irina and Ismark, this torment you face happens every night, you said? Or most nights? Are we expecting any trouble this evening? Or you said because, I'm just trying to piece it all together, because your father's remains remain here, we're unlikely to be disturbed?
I don't know. But as Ismark said, the attacks have stopped since our father died.
Okay. Well, I feel completely comfortable in having a nice sleep tonight then.
Yes, I will be up for a little bit to keep an eye on things, but plus I've got to wash up. Unless anyone wants to volunteer, that's what I thought.
I can give it a go. Irina saw earlier today how good I am at carpentry. I can definitely try this particular chore as well.
What did you make?
Oh, Irina, would you like to describe it? I feel like it's better coming from an outsider's perspective.
I'm going to whisper to Ismark, I think it's supposed to be a chair, but it was bad. Just tell him it's good. He looks happy.
So the China, where could I find that?
The fine chain, the food that we're eating, or the place that we're eating off. Yes, but you made a chair. That's amazing. Where did you find the materials? I didn't know we had spare wood laying around anywhere.
Oh, well, your craft room was so inviting that I just had to make use of it.
Craft room?
The place with the wooden planks?
Sorry, you've lost me. We have no such room that I'm aware of.
You put a bed in there, like you were sort of napping and crafting.
Oh, he gets up and he runs upstairs, and you hear, "Motherfucker!" And his mic doesn't come back downstairs for a while. But in the meantime, you're more than welcome to wash up the dishes for
I am
him.
absolutely washing up the dishes.
Okay, roll dexterity check for me.
Oh, not again.
How many dishes do you draw?
Yep.
Okay, this is hopefully just normal.
Ooh.
16.
16. With a surprising deftness, you remember that when you were a young man growing up, there was this fairly lovely maid that you were very fond of, and you would spend majority of the time with her, and you would watch her do the dishes and the cooking and things like that. And it seems that some of those things you're like, oh, this is how you do this. You dunk it in the water, you rub it, you rinse it off, and you put it off to someone else to dry it. And yeah, you managed not to break a single plate unintentionally.
I feel very chuffed. He sort of hangs up his tea towel.
Yep. Excellent. Is Mike still not come back downstairs? But otherwise, you guys are free to head up to your rooms and prepare for your long rest if you would like.
Maybe we should call it a night. Day of heavy lifting tomorrow. Sorry, Irina.
That's fair.
Before Vita goes up, I'll just have a chat to Irina. I'll say, Irina, you say your father's heart gave out. Do you mind if I just investigate his body, just to see if that's actually what caused his death?
Please.
And I'll go into the parlor and try and ascertain if that is actually what killed him.
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
I'll come with him as well. I'm also curious.
Yeah, or a medicine check, actually. Okay.
Much better at investigation, but hey. Oh!
There we go! There we go. As you're investigating the body, Vita, you notice the Burgermeister's mouth is slightly open, and it looks like there's something in his mouth. Yeah, and almost like down his throat, just behind his tonsils, there's something in there.
I'll grab one of my thieves' tools, picks, and try and pry it out, whatever it is.
Yeah. As you reach forward and you begin to pry this thing out, a massive swarm of bats shoots out of his face straight at you. You fall backwards, screaming, hit your head. Irina, you just see him just freak out and just fall back off the little podium, and it's fine. Like, you don't see anything. You're on the ground now, Vita.
Are the bats still there? They're gone. Irina,
There's
look
nothing.
out!
There's just you and Irina in this room.
Did you see that?
I did. What was it?
The bats just
Irina did not see that.
launched.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
Irina did not see the bats.
Okay. Sorry. No. What did you see? Why did you fall to the ground like that? I saw nothing.
Your father just vomited up a bunch of bats.
Bunch of bats. Oh.
I don't know. Was that part of his diet? Because that might have killed him too.
No. Normal foods. No. Bats.
This is.
But where's the bats? These bats that you're talking about. I see nothing.
Well, they seem to have disappeared now. It might have been trick of the light. I don't know.
You look back down at the body as you stand up, and its mouth is closed. The body is undisturbed. You do, however, notice a slight tint of green, ever so slight, because you rolled a fucking natural 20, around the corner of his mouth.
Like a green slime, or like a piece of cloth, or
Like a discoloration almost of the skin.
Irina, come. Well, if you want to, I don't want to force you, but come look. Have you ever seen anything like this? And I pointed out to her.
I don't know. No.
Do people?
No, I don't think so.
Do people return from the dead in this land?
I'm gonna ask DM, do I know if there are any zombies in this land?
You would have heard rumors. You're not sure. You've never seen any for yourself. You don't know if they're like a thing to keep people indoors at night time because, the boogeyman's going to get you sort of thing.
Okay.
But you've also met Strahd. You've also had dealings with Strahd. So, I mean, you haven't seen any, but you've seen giant wolves and bats and things, so...
Okay, on that, the only one that comes back from the dead that I know is only the devil's Strahd. But it's a story that every Barovia knows. Anything else is just story.
The devil's Strahd, you say? He comes back from the dead. What, he dies and just comes back, or what is he?
Going to ask DM, sorry, DM. How much do I know? I mean, I know everybody in Barovia knows the whole legend thing, but that is a story.
Nobody knows what he is.
Yeah.
It's just stories and hearsay.
So it's just a story of him coming back. That's all what Barovians know, but that's it.
Like an old wives' tale.
Yeah, like a legend.
A legend. Must meet this person someday. Well,
I wouldn't want to meet him.
Oh, you already have. Yes, you've said
Yeah.
that. Oh, very well. Well, I might go up and have a rest.
Awesome.
Good night.
So what happened to my father? Do you think?
Do I see any external mark or anything that could be anything else other than a heart attack? And the green tinge on
the green tinge, like you're like, he looks like he might have like passed away unless you open him up. But it looks like he's just passed away from a heart attack. But there's something about that green tinge to the side of his mouth. There's something that keeps playing in your head, but you haven't cracked that just yet.
Yeah, I don't think I want to push it with his daughter in the room. So yeah, I'll return to have a sleep.
Excellent.
Is it a restful night?
For some.
While we're
Pirates.
sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
While we're sleeping. In Velkada's room, whether Velkada wakes or not, she is
with Velkada's passive perception, she would probably scare her a little bit.
Like just little running footsteps. in the corners of the room. And then another little pause. And then a childish giggle. And then more footsteps. And then, is there any lightning?
Not this evening.
Not this evening, okay.
It is overcast. You every now and then you see a brief bit of moonlight, but that's about it. It is dark.
Based on where there might be some moonlight, I'd almost like to cast a minor illusion shadow of a
Do
small
you need
doll.
to be able to see?
Oh, do I think- can I look through the lock? 30 feet.
I mean, Valkalda would have woken up as soon as she heard the footsteps in her room.
Just within range.
Okay, yep.
I'd like to have just a darker shadow
Yep.
of a doll like, holding a knife.
Alright. Valkalda, you wake up. You hear what's like tiny little footsteps running around your room. You hear childish giggle, and you look over this one beam of moonlight, and you see what looks like the doll that you picked up today with a knife in its head, ready to jump at you. What do you do?
I see the shadow of it. I see it.
See the shadow of it.
I eyes bolt open, reach down, grab my quarterstaff, and just look for wherever the reference of that shadow is coming from.
And it runs off.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, the shadow darts out of view. Over near the doorway, in the hallway, the little light coming from underneath, you can see a shadow underneath the doorway.
Alright, I sort of like, while still in full alert mode, I kind of take a few steps towards the door, open the door, but quickly, do I see anyone there?
You see Eric.
I just grab Eric and pull him in, like my eyes wide. Do you see? Do you see it?
Do I see what?
The fucking shadows are alive in this house.
I'm sorry, what?
There are things which are dead and still alive in this house.
Do you need a light?
You don't seem perturbed.
Can I do minor illusion? Does that do light? No, maybe not.
Yes,
I mean,
you didn't hear
strike a tinder.
the footsteps a moment ago?
No, I was just like going to the loo.
Can you roll me a persuasion or deception check, please, Eric? You can tell me which it is, but don't tell anyone else.
Telling 100% the truth. Come on, Eric. 7 for a 12.
Yep. Let me quickly check something. Yeah, no. For a color, I mean, like, just doesn't know what you're talking about.
This... It's okay.
I can't go to sleep. You're probably just a bit freaked out.
It's been a long
It's
day.
fine. It's been a long day.
As you see Valkadas keep looking
back.
over her shoulder like, what the hell's is in here?
Close the door. Start walking down the hallway.
Good.
And again, I do minor illusion just for that little childish giggle.
You're like, ah! From the room, doorway swings open. Eric, it's in here again! It's in here again!
Buddy. Chill.
What the fuck? You sleep in here. I'll sleep in your room.
Whose room is better?
Valkalda's room was better.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Whatever.
If it makes you feel better.
It does.
Yeah?
Are you,
At least I'll be able to get some...
taking your stuff and the doll with you, Valkalda?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Take my shit. I
That's
go,
not too
and I
bad.
just walk
Yes.
past him.
Alright, you guys go into the new rooms and settle in for the evening. As you're drifting off to sleep, Valkelda, you just hear in your ear, "We're friends now." Meanwhile,
I don't know what to do with that.
Kairos, as you're in bed, thinking about your accomplishments for today, continue.
It was a good day, wasn't it?
It was, my love. You've done very well.
I didn't know if I would hear from you here in this strange land.
It's taking a little more effort than I thought it would, but anything for you. We have a deal, of course.
Yes, I was wondering how that deal changes now that, I guess, the land has changed around me, it seems.
Well, it still remains the same. And there are plenty of opportunities abound. I mean, just look at this place. You know how much you could do.
I have been admiring that large castle on the hill, if I'm being frank.
That is even better. That's why I chose you for the deal. Imagine what you could do with that.
Imagine what we could do with that.
You tease.
And I didn't know if I told you, but I've actually picked up a few hobbies.
Oh no, I'm aware. I think if you work at them, perhaps you could become the greatest carpenter. You could become the greatest carpenter ever known. There will be books written about you in your titles. You'll have people that follow you around, maybe 12 of them.
The conqueror and the craftsman, I think it really has a nice ring to it.
Exactly. Because what do craftsmen do but build a better future for all?
Indeed, and I think given the low bar that this place has, surely it's only up from here.
Exactly. What you need is a real outsider who can come in and break the system.
See, we're going to have so much fun in Barovia.
Oh yes, I am counting on it. Anyway, have a good night. Kisses, kisses.
Oh, I will. Night. I'll work my way up to that.
And the voice disappears from your head. Eric.
I'm sleeping soundly on my new fancy bed.
Yes,
Your comeuppance.
As you do, you dream. And your dream is electricity and lightning and music. And music you've never heard before. You hear a little wow, 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 like a little whammy going off. And you hear a voice. Let me out! And you continue dreaming. Peacefully. Meanwhile, I know exactly what Vader and Valkelda are doing as they go to sleep.
Yeah. Right.
You've waited and waited and waited. And finally, there's no one else around. They're yours. Do you have the pastries?
Nom 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 nom.
Oh, yes.
Do you have both the pastries? You each managed to grab 2.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And you are both transported back to the memories of before. Valkelda, that training in the dojo where you grew up. And Vita, as you, just before you have your first bite, you hear a voice in your head saying, "I want," and it fades as you take that bite, and you are back in that glade on that bright spring day in the warmth, in the sunshine, and you sleep, content in your memories. Irina.
Sorry.
No, you're alright.
Irina, what are you eating?
He waits till you put food in your mouth and then he jumps question.
Exactly. So, you dream, but you feel a presence, and you kind of half wake up, and you scratch at your neck, and you go back to sleep. And that's where we'll
Like
end the
sound like
session.
that?
Hey, nap time.
Nap time for everybody.
I don't like Barovia.
Yeah.
It's lovely if you're a DM.
Ugh.
Feels like everybody sucks. Like nobody is actually good.
Especially Eric.
Yep. It's funny. That was good. Except that last bit, that wasn't Eric.
Oh, I'm fully aware. Okay, doesn't know any of that was Eric.
Oh, fantastic. Well, guys, thank you guys for playing. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, you can hit us up on all the socials. We actually recently joined over on Blue Sky. I don't know if Jeremy has added that link into the chat yet.
Yeah,
But-
Mark, slow down.
But we're over on Blue Sky now because Twitter is a hot mess. But you can find us there. You can find us over on Facebook. You can join our Discord. We're all the way here on Twitch. We're going to be back streaming regularly, except for next week. I think we're off, Jeremy, because you had a concert. Is that correct?
No. I can't remember. Yes, I'm off. Something's on.
Something's off. Something's on. What? We'll announce it on our socials. Also, keep an eye out because we will be having an Xmas potentially 2-shot coming out very soon. Very excited for it. It's something that Mark and I started to work on. I think Jeremy's going to run it because who has time for anything? I mean, we're just lazy. No, not lazy. I mean, I work retail for Christmas, so I'm not good for anything in December. But I'll be playing though because you know what? That takes minimal effort on my part. I just roll another Finry.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And I know that you already have.
But thank you all so much for watching. We love your faces, and we'll see you guys hopefully next Thursday. Maybe not. Maybe the Thursday after. But we'll be around.
We'll be around, mate.
And that's the way the cookie
Barovia
crumbles.
or
I don't know.
bust,
I haven't got a
baby.
sign off yet. See yous.